Hey, this is Chris. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Popcorn Finance, the show where we discuss finance in about the time it takes to make a bag of popcorn. As many of you know, this is the week of Christmas, which is a time where hopefully you can get a little bit of rest, time to take it easy either by yourself or with friends and family, whatever you prefer, because I have some friends who prefer it be by themselves. But if you do have some time to take it easy, why not sit back and relax to this episode of This Is Awkward, which is the other podcast that I host with my good friend Allison from Inspire Budget. This episode here that I'm sharing with you, this is episode 40. There's just a piece from it. In this episode, we listen to a story from a listener whose husband spent more on a gift than he really should have. And she wants to know, should she confront him or should she just let it go? I felt that this would be a very appropriate topic for this time of year because some of you out there might be dealing with this very situation. So sit back and relax, or put in your headphones while you're at work and give yourself a nice little mental break and listen to this episode of This Is Awkward. So the new iPhones just came out, right? And my wife and I, we hadn't upgraded it in a while. It's been like a couple of years. So like, you know what, maybe it's time to upgrade. And I found this deal at Best Buy where you can just go and get a new phone with like a super great trade-in value. I think she got like $550 for her phone. So we're like, okay, I ordered it online. And then because of you, Allison, and us recording the last episode, we ended up getting to Best Buy like super late. It was maybe like 30 minutes before they closed. And I was like, all right, maybe we can just get in there real quick. They'll just let us pick it up and then activate it and we'll be done. But apparently there's too many people at their cell phone kiosk thing. So they're like, we're really sorry. Can you come back like tomorrow or another day? We'll set up an appointment and then that way you can get your phone activated. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. So we walk over to the person and they're like, okay, let's get y'all set up when you're available. And I was like, hey, well, I'm working. My name is on the account. Can she just come and do it even though I'm not here because my name is the primary on the account? And she was like, yeah, your daughter can just come in anytime she wants. We'll get her name and get your number and we'll take it down and she can just come back on her own. Hey, this is Chris.
And this is Allison, and you're listening to This Is Awkward, and oh my gosh, it's not even awkward, it's just gold. Here's the deal. Chris, you're bald, okay?
Yes, I am. Thank you for clarifying that.
Also, you've got some gray hairs in that beard, yet your beautiful wife is stunning. And, I know she's only, 1 year younger than you? But I don't know if it's that she looks maybe 7 years younger than her actual age. And I don't know if it's you look like 15 years older than your actual age. I don't know what it is, but I love this. This is my favorite story you've ever told. Did your daughter go back to get the phone? Did it all work out?
She did. Even in the notes, the Best Buy notes, I saw them typing it in, and it was like, his daughter will be coming back tomorrow to get the phone. So here's the problem. We were wearing masks, and I think that's why they couldn't tell our age. Either I look much older with the mask. I already look older than I don't know if I look my age.
Are you 48?
I already knew it was coming. I just set myself up for that. Anyways, but I know my wife, a lot of people mistake her for being younger than she really is. And I think the mask already kind of adds to that. Or it adds on top of that. So I think the combination of us both wearing masks, me asking the question, because I only said something because I know my name was on the account. So I think the fact that I said, oh, can she come without me here, made it sound like, oh, can my daughter come? I guess it sounded like I was saying, can my daughter come back without me here?
Oh.
It was all bad.
I mean, I know you robbed the cradle, but come on. This is.
LaToya said, your wife is your daughter, your brother is your son. Poor Chris.
Yes. If you'll remember, there's a previous episode where Chris's younger brother, who's like 2 years younger than him, was
6 years younger.
6 years younger, was mistaken for being his son. Chris, I haven't been wanting to tell you this, but I just got some new anti-aging cream. I'd love to send you the sample of it. It's called retinol.
Is some of that acid?
It's a retinol. But it's skin cuticles. It's a little bit expensive, but I think that you could use it. I mean, you're not gonna be able to put it on your beard, but maybe on top of your head. I think maybe we need to get something, and that's an awesome story. I love it. In fact,
I know you enjoy that one. I knew you would love it.
I love it, and it was awkward for. I'm sure the person it was awkward for the most was the person who said it, right?
No, we never corrected them.
Okay. Well, that's what we do.
We're just like, well, whatever. It's not worth it.
That's fair. I love it. And that's what we do here. We talk about your awkward situations, usually around money, not usually around age, but we will always talk about Chris's awkward stories when it comes to his age. But that's what we do. We like to talk about your awkward money situations to help you get through it without losing your friends and family in the process.
Yeah, and if you want to be part of an episode and tell us how they think your partner is your child, you can call us at 707-200-8259, or you can just leave us a message over on Instagram. Just look for, I'm all messed up. I was going to say popcorn. You look for This Is Awkward Podcast on Instagram and send us a DM like the person who sent us today's awkward story.
Yes, and this one is just in time for the holidays. I think it's something that maybe some of us might be dealing with. This one was sent in anonymously on Instagram, and here it is. My husband bought me a nice gift for my birthday. He went shopping at JCPenney and came home with this expensive gift. The sticker price was over $300, but he actually signed up for the store credit card just to get the discount, but it was still $220. He was raving about how awesome the quality was and how it was such a nice gift. I went on Amazon and found the exact same gift for $180 with no store card discount or anything. So it seems the original store had it highly overpriced. I wanted to tell him, hey, I can't believe you didn't shop around first. I love the gift, but you overpaid. And now you have this pointless store credit card that we don't need. I was faced with two choices. Not tell him that I found it much cheaper elsewhere and that the quality probably wasn't as good as he thought, or just enjoy the gift and the thought and effort he put into it. Or tell him and return the original gift and order the Amazon one for cheaper, potentially spoiling the gift and making him feel bad. I decided to not tell him and just enjoy the gift and the effort he put into it. And though it pains me that he paid more than was necessary, I do love it. Did I do the right thing?
Ooh. Thank you so much for sending in that story. And, I think she did the very kind thing in this situation.
I wouldn't have done that.
Oh, I know you wouldn't have. I'm going to be very short in this because I want to hear what you would do because I know it would be.
What?
I know it's going to be good. But yeah, I think she was being very kind.
Yes.
And I think there's nothing wrong with choosing the kind option because at the end of the day, he did spend some time getting this gift. I would probably be upset too that, they opened a store credit card for no reason, for like a pointless discount. But I'm going to stop. I want to hear, you tell me, Allison, what would you do in this situation?
Oh, here's the deal though. My husband and I have a pretty good relationship. He doesn't get his feelings hurt easily. That's another thing. So he doesn't get his feelings hurt. He doesn't take things like it wouldn't upset him. So if anything, he would be more like upset with himself that he overspent because he also doesn't like to spend money. So number one, he probably wouldn't buy me a $300 gift. Number two, he, no, that's not true. He would, but it wouldn't upset him, but I would just be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I love it. But why don't we return it and get it on Amazon to save money? And also, I don't know, what are you going to do with this credit card if you can't? I don't know. I don't think he would even open a store credit card, but I would be like, no, that's so nice, but let's send it back. Go get in line, return it, buy me it on Amazon, and let's take the extra money and go to a dinner. Let's take the leftover money and go to dinner. How about that?
But I think it depends too on the temperament of your partner.
That's true.
Like how that other person is going to react. Like, because you know them, you know how they are. And I think some people can get offended if you are not just like, oh, thank you so much. I love this gift. It's the best thing I've ever seen. It's amazing. Like if that's not your reaction, they're going to be hurt. Especially if you're like, you gotta be careful. You can't be like, you paid this much for it? I went on Amazon in 30 seconds and I found it for cheaper. You couldn't have at least done that.
Exactly. Well, I think also, my husband and I we're going to this 10-week long marriage series at our church. And the first week it was about love languages. Are you familiar with the love languages?
I am.
So one of the love languages is gift giving and gift receiving. And we took a quiz while we were there, and both my husband and I scored last on gift giving and gift receiving. So I was like, this is great for our budget. Like, because I was like, yes, like I have like this pride, like I don't feel loved when he gives me gifts and he doesn't want to show love. And so we don't show love that way. So that's why I don't think it would be a big deal. But I do think this would be a big deal to someone whose love language is gift giving or gift receiving.
Yes.
Because if your love language is gift giving and that's how you show love, to have that gift rejected feels like they don't love you. It feels like a rejection of who you are instead of just a rejection of a gift or item. So I definitely think it depends on the person, which is why I would just be like, let's go out to dinner at Chili's instead with the extra whatever $40. But it depends on the love language. So are you or Vina gift givers or gift receivers for that like that? I know you're not.
No, I don't really care that much about gifts at all. I used to really love giving gifts though. That used to be one of the things I really enjoyed doing, but I didn't care as much about receiving them. I know for my wife, I know it's for sure, what's it called? Quality time.
Yes, quality time.
So I think that's what it is. And mine, I can't remember what mine was. I do not remember. I think it was maybe physical touch. I think it was mine.
I think most men are
Something
physical
like
touch.
That's all men want for Christmas.
Don't spend any money. Just get physical touch. Okay, we need to keep this PG.
I know. We'll make for the holidays. We're gonna make a "This is awkward" physical touch price guide, so you can figure out what the equivalent. No, that sounds horrible.
Oh my gosh,
horrible,
Chris.
horrible. Okay, switching subjects really quickly.
So inappropriate. Okay, so I am tied. I'm gonna tell you mine though. I am tied for words of affirmation and quality time, and then my husband is acts of service. He gives love as acts of service, but he doesn't receive love that way. So that's how he shows love. And then he's also physical touch. So he was like, I want to do things for you, but I don't want you to do things for me. And I'm just like, okay.
You're like, oh man, really?
Darn. That's such a shame. Yeah. So anyway, but no, I do think that this could upset people depending on just the way that they perceive it. And I think knowing your spouse is best in this. And if you know that they're going to get upset, just be quiet about it because it's not worth. It's one of those things that it's like pick your battles, right? This doesn't seem like a battle worth dealing with. And instead let them feel like the joy of giving that gift and what that means for you and your marriage.
Yeah, because sometimes it's really not worth it. In the chat, Scroggy Mama said, so my husband is eavesdropping to the recording right now and says, be quiet. And I said, really? And he said, but I would have at least shopped around.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But I think too, like, so my mom, she is huge on giving gifts. Like, that is her thing. Like, she has to give you a gift.
Oh,
like, she sent us
can I meet her?
A group text message.
Can I be friends
you
with
want to
her?
get on the list?
Yeah. Have you told her about me? Have you said, hey, you need to meet my... Rude.
I was like,
my mom knows about
friend.
you.
She never I have this friend. She never listens to me anyway, so you don't need to know her. But she sent us a text message like 2 weeks ago asking us, she's like, all right, it's that time of year. I need to know what you want for Christmas. Start sending me your list now of what you want for Christmas.
So actually my mother-in-law did that too because they want to have all their shopping done by December. I want to have all my shopping done by December. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be a crazy year for shopping for Christmas. So like, better start getting it now. But yeah, like that's her thing. And you can't tell her, no, don't get me a gift. And she, so as her kids, me and my brother, we're used to her. So we just tell her like it is. But she loved to buy us clothes. And we hated when she bought us clothes. Like it was like, please do not buy us clothes because you do not know what clothes we would like to wear. You're buying us clothes
Mama
that
Brownie.
50-year-old men. Like we're 16. I'm 16. My brother's like 10, and she's buying us clothes for like 50-year-old men. And I'm like, I don't want these corduroy pants.
Yeah, it's like a sweater vest. What is it, like the jacket with the elbow patches?
And every year I would say, please don't buy me clothes. Like, I know you like doing this, but just buy me something else. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I will hurt your feelings when I tell you that I don't like these clothes you bought me.
Oh my gosh. LaToya just said your mom aged you prematurely. This is why you struggle. This is why you struggle with always looking so old, is because your mom really just spoke it into the universe at a young age that Chris needs to be decades older than who he is. This is why they think that Vina is your daughter. It's not that Vina looks young. It's that Chris looks old.
The age has just been infused into me over the decades.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
Just like, I'm walking around with like a sweater vest and my shirt tucked in. And
Mama Browning, she has more power and control over you than you ever knew. And I just...
Who knew this revelation would come from this?
Oh my gosh. I don't want to meet her because I don't want her to age me decades older. I'd like to just pause right here where I am. I don't want to age anymore. I don't want to be younger. I just want to stay right here.
You just want to stop right there.
Yeah, I just want to stop.
Oh, well, on that revelation, I have some things to talk to my mom about. She's been the source of so much of my pain over the years. I need to really talk to her about this.
Okay, I want to circle back, though, to the person that sent in, the listener, not the listener shout out, the listener situation. And I want to talk a little bit because her husband signed up for a store credit card to get this, this great discount, right? It was like an $80 discount. So I want to talk about that because, the holidays are coming up and this is a thing that people are going to push. So how do you respond, or what do you think is a proper response when you're checking out and someone is dangling this $80 discount or this $100 discount over you just for signing up for a credit card? What do you think, what is your sound financial advice for that?
No.
Would you like to expand on that? Would you like to share any more?
So I worked at Sears for 3 years, and we would get commission for selling tools, but we also got commission for selling credit card applications and warranties. And those we got the best commission on those. Ooh. And they also pushed that because we had quotas. They were like, they always tell me, Chris, you're not selling enough credit cards. You need to sell more. And I'm like, sure thing. And then I proceed not to sell any credit cards.
And you're like, and then they fired me, and I'm not sure why.
I don't know why. No, they didn't fire me, but I never sold them because I was like, I don't want these people to get this crappy credit card. But just know the workers there are telling you this because they have to. Like they're being watched and monitored, and they're like, you need to sell X amount of credit cards. You got to get this many people signed up. So partly remember, like, look, they're doing this because they have to. So don't be mean to them.
Yeah.
But also know that you don't have to, just because they're offering it, you in no way have to take it. And oftentimes those cards have some of the worst terms on them as well, like super high interest rates. Overall, they're just going to market to you even more to get you to come back more. So my response to that is always, it's an easy automatic no every single time I go to the register when they try to offer me those cards.
That's me too. I'm not tempted by it. For me, I'm like, no, I would rather get a better credit card that I can sign up for and get a ton of bonus points that I can redeem for $1,400 of travel instead of saving the $80 on this here. So like, if I'm going to get a credit card, I'm going to be very strategic about it. But that's not what they're wanting. They don't want you to think through your strategy on it. They want they're going forward with impulsive, right? They want you to be impulsive. So just remember when you're at the stores, number one, just do your shopping online because then you don't have to have the conversation. And then you can stay on budget. But then also if you do go in store, because sometimes I do like to physically pick out things to know that I'm getting what I want, just say no, right? Just say no to credit cards.
To drugs and
credit cards, drugs, anything else you can say yes to. But say no to those things.
Yeah, so I mean, I think for some reason, I feel like this is something my dad would have done. This sounds like something, this story is like, my dad definitely would have done this. In the back in the day, he would have went to JCPenney looking for a gift on Christmas Eve for my mom.
Oh my gosh.
And they would have been like, would you like a credit card to get this discount? He'd be like, yeah, I think that's a great idea. And then my mom would be like, how much did you spend on this? Like, so I feel like I can very much relate to this, this story here.
Well, hopefully if he does this again this year, he'll tell you about it and then we can recount it on the podcast that hopefully he doesn't listen to.
Okay, I know he doesn't listen to it. But you know what? I do need to ask him. I'm gonna make a note for myself to go ask my dad if he's done this. I'm pretty sure he's done this at some point. But the one thing, not to change the subject on you, Allison, but the one thing that I saw here in the comments or in the chat, it was from Labrat Shirley. She said, I've had some items bought on Amazon that were obviously used. And I wanted to talk about this. Have you experienced this? I've gotten several things. Like, speaking of, like, he could have went to Amazon to buy this. Sometimes I don't go to Amazon to buy certain things because I've gotten things that are clearly, there's like hair on it. Like I open it up and like the sticker's been moved and there's like somebody's hair inside the package. And I'm like, what is going on? So part sometimes, even though you can get things cheaper on Amazon, I still forego that and like, you know what, I'm just going to buy it from the store directly.
She says it's mostly electronics. So I don't get things with hair on them.
Because you don't believe in technology. I understand.
No, I just, there are certain things I will not order from Amazon, like my skincare products, because there are like scammers out there that,
there's so much fake stuff.
There's so much fake stuff. So there are certain things that I won't order from Amazon, but I've never ordered anything used on Amazon ever. And I've never ordered anything new that came used. So I haven't had that problem, but I really try not to order on Amazon too much, especially for like, I don't know, just because it's just like a black hole for me. I get like click happy or something. I don't know.
Once you get a taste of Amazon, you're like, oh, no, I'm hooked.
Oh yeah. I mean, we just spent $320 on Amazon last night, and it was budgeted for, but it was, we bought camping supplies. So I hope that the, camping cots that I bought for our tent don't come to me used. That would be unfortunate, but
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. But no, I don't. But I never order from like, where they say like, order from different sellers. I never do that.
No, I just buy directly from like the main one on there, thinking it's new, and it's like, this is clearly not new.
They were like, his eyes are bad because he's so old, he won't recognize that it's used. We'll send
he won't know the difference. Anyways, to wrap this up, Allison, do you have any closing thoughts that are not about me being old, but about our anonymous writer's situation here?
Now that you're limiting me, gosh, I would say just know your spouse and know your partner. If a friend is doing it, or a parent, like if a friend did that, I wouldn't talk about it. I would only approach it if it was my spouse. But I would say know them. Know if it will upset them. Is it worth the battle? And then maybe like months later, you could say something like, oh, I always make sure I shop around because sometimes Amazon has things cheaper. And maybe just like that way in the future, this isn't a recurring thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I think too, it might be a good idea to maybe not focus on the gift, but address the store credit card situation.
Oh, yeah.
And just be like, let's talk about this and our financial goals and why, maybe that wasn't the best idea.
You'd be like,
and I think,
young lady, we're going to sit down and have a discussion. Back in my day, we only got credit cards when we needed them. I know I'm 30 years older than you, but...
Horrible. You're horrible, Allison. I just want you to know that.
Oh, goodness.
I should have never told you that story.
Oh, it's so great.
Anyways, I don't think anything else needs to be said on this topic, but thank you so much to our anonymous writer for sending that in and letting us discuss it here on the podcast.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for joining me here for another episode, especially during Christmas week. Whether you celebrate it or not, I really appreciate you carving out a little bit of time to let me be a part of what you do during this week. If you enjoyed what you heard here and you want to hear more, or even the rest of this episode, check out This Is Awkward by clicking the link in the show notes, or just search for This Is Awkward wherever you listen to Popcorn Finance. Don't worry, next week we will be back to our regular popcorn schedule with one of my favorite people of all time, Berna Nat. You may know her as Hey Berna on Instagram, or the host of Money Please, an amazing podcast that she just started hosting this year. We're going to be talking about our failed 2021 goals. And no, I didn't mess up. We're going to be talking about our failed goals because so often everyone wants to talk about all the great things they've accomplished, which is good. I want to acknowledge you all for the things that you do that are amazing. But I think sometimes it can get you a little down because no one ever talks about the things that they didn't succeed at accomplishing during the year. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the things that we did not accomplish that we set out to at the beginning of the year. So keep an eye out on your podcast feed for that new episode, or subscribe if you're not already subscribed, so that way you get all the episodes right away when they're released. As always, I appreciate you joining me here for another bag of popcorn. This is maybe a larger bag than normal, but I still appreciate you sticking with me through it. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.
Your boy keep it poppin' like Mary Poppins.